Welcome back to the channel, bringing you the latest news from around the world. First of all, subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon for more. I bet you didn't know just how much one Supreme Court case could change your daily life. Washington, October 26, 2025. The city is tense, the Supreme Court at the center of a global storm. Outside, reporters and protesters crowd the steps, their signs and cameras capturing the nation's anxiety. This isn't just another case. It's a battle over the very limits of presidential power. The case, V.O.S. Selections, Inc. v. Trump, at stake. Can a president, acting alone, reshape the global economy? Inside, the justices prepare to hear arguments that could redefine the presidency. President Trump's sweeping tariffs have divided the country. Businesses claim they're being crushed. Workers say their jobs are protected. Protesters chant, "Save our Constitution," and "America first," reflecting a nation split down the middle. Every word in the chamber will be scrutinized for hints of the outcome. The decision will ripple through paychecks, prices, and America's standing in the world. The world is watching, waiting for a verdict that could change everything. The stakes are real, for business owners, workers, and families across the country. The Supreme Court's ruling will not be abstract, it will shape daily life. The separation of powers, the future of trade, and the reach of the presidency all hang in the balance. The president's presence is rumored, adding to the spectacle. The nation holds its breath as history is made. The storm has gathered. The outcome will echo for decades. This showdown is years in the making. President Trump's return to office brought a wave of global tariffs, up to 50% on imports from nearly every nation. He called them reciprocal tariffs, claiming they'd protect American jobs and industries. The result, a record $215 billion in tariff revenue, but the cost fell on American businesses and consumers. Prices soared, profits shrank, and the backlash was immediate. Small importers and major manufacturers alike faced a stark choice: absorb the costs or pass them on. Legal challenges erupted, arguing the president had overstepped his authority. The first blow came from the U.S. Court of International Trade, which ruled Trump's tariffs exceeded his legal powers. The Court of Appeals agreed, stating the law didn't authorize such sweeping action. Both courts said the president went too far. The administration appealed, pushing the fight to the Supreme Court. At the heart of the case, can the president unilaterally impose massive tariffs, or does Congress hold that power? The answer will define the limits of executive authority. The stakes, billions in trade, the cost of living, and the balance of power in Washington. The legal battle is now at its highest stage. The world waits for the court's answer. The presidency itself is on trial. The outcome will set a precedent for generations. The legal fight centers on the International Emergency Economic Powers Act, IEEPA. The Trump administration claims IEEPA lets the president act decisively in economic emergencies, including imposing tariffs. But challengers argue the Constitution gives Congress, not the president, the power to regulate trade and taxes. The major questions doctrine looms. Only Congress can authorize decisions of huge economic impact. Lower courts agreed. Imposing hundreds of billions in tariffs is a major question, requiring clear congressional approval. The Supreme Court must now decide, does IEEPA grant the president this sweeping power, or does it belong to Congress? The answer will reshape the balance between the branches of government. The precedent set here will guide future presidents. The world's markets are frozen, waiting for America's signal. Trump's tariffs have upended global supply chains and triggered retaliatory measures from Europe to Asia. Developing nations, reliant on U.S. trade, face economic turmoil and uncertainty. Allies see the tariffs as a betrayal of international agreements. Rivals see opportunity in the chaos. The Supreme Court's decision will determine if aggressive, unilateral trade policy becomes America's new normal. A ruling against the tariffs could restore stability and predictability to global trade. A ruling in favor could deepen trade wars and fracture alliances. America's leadership and reliability are on the line. The outcome will shape not just U.S. law, but the world's economic order. The stakes are global growth, jobs, and the future of international cooperation. The world is watching and waiting. This is more than a legal case. It's a turning point for America's role in the world. If the Supreme Court sides with Trump, presidential power expands dramatically. Tariffs stay, businesses adapt, and global trade wars intensify. America's alliances could fracture, and consumers face higher prices. The presidency becomes a tool for sweeping economic change. Without Congress. If the court rules against Trump, executive power is checked. Many tariffs would be struck down, businesses could claim refunds, and Congress would reclaim its authority. Trade policy would require negotiation, not unilateral action. Global partners would welcome a return to predictability. The decision will either entrench America first, or restore checks and balances. Trump himself says, "I'll have to figure something out if he loses." The ruling will force every future president to operate within clear constitutional limits. The nation stands at a fork in the road. The Supreme Court will choose the path. The justices' decision will redraw the map of American power. Will the U.S. act alone, wielding economic might, or work within a system of laws and alliances? A ruling for the president signals a permanent shift. One person could reshape the global economy. A ruling against reaffirms checks and balances, empowering Congress and reassuring allies. The world craves stability. America's strength lies in its principles as much as its power. The verdict in V.O.S. selections, Inkers vs. Trump, will define this era. It will set the rules for global trade and the balance of power in Washington. The arguments will be made, the decision handed down. When it comes, the world will be changed. The answer now rests with the Supreme Court.